Hey guys, welcome back to Teal House Farm. I'm doing a bunch of stuff in the kitchen today, and a while ago a couple viewers asked on a different video about all of my homemade dry mixes that I keep in the pantry. So I thought I'd do a real quick video, show you all the different dry mixes that I have. I have videos for basically everyone that have the recipes in the description, so I will list that all below. So if you want to try some of these at home, you can. Keeping dry mixes on hand makes my life a lot easier, makes cooking go faster. I have a lot of recipes that I use for these, so it's kind of like doing a little work ahead of time to make things a lot more convenient every time I need to cook something. And also because we have a large family, even if I wanted to spend the money to buy prepackaged mixes and stuff, I would need 2 or 3 boxes every time. So it makes sense just to make like a gallon at a time, and then I can serve up however much we need. So let me show you what I keep in the pantry so you can maybe get some ideas for your pantry. So what I was doing today was refilling my mixes. So when we went on our whole foods diet for 6 months, a really strict, no preservatives, no like anything diet for Annie, I had to give up some of these mixes because they either had preservatives or they had sugar in them, and she couldn't have those. But the diet change did not work for her in the way we wanted it to, and so we're going back to what we did before because it's easier. So I'm refilling them all so that we can have them again, and yes, I'm excited for this. I missed them while they were gone and we were on our very strict diet. So the first one, I keep a brownie mix. So this is like your Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker just chocolate fudge brownie mix, which we use to make brownies, but these also make great cookies. I'll make a chocolate cookie with them. I will also make donuts with them. I'll mix up the brownie batter, this is the recipe here to making brownies with this, and but I'll make it a little thicker, so I'll use a little less water so that I can drop like donut hole size ones into some hot oil, and then I fry them and toss them in powdered sugar, special like birthday breakfast treat kind of things. So even though it is a brownie mix, it does have many purposes, but they're all sweets types purposes and desserts, which were definitely off the menu when we were on our strict diet test run. But we're excited to have it back because I really missed chocolate. All right, pancake and waffle mix, that's pretty self-explanatory. So it's the same mix, and you can see I have a different recipe if you want to make pancakes or waffles. It works really well. It makes a nice and fluffy pancake, which I like. I had to test a lot of different options before I found something that worked just right for us. Felt like a lot of them just really felt flat, and I mean the pun intended, like the pancakes just were not nice and fluffy. I want a fluffy pancake like I would get if I used a Bisquick. So this worked really well, and we use this one a lot. So refilling that. And then the last one is the muffin mix here, which I use as both for muffins, and I also use it to make like coffee cakes. It's almost more like an all-purpose type baking mix that you can use for a lot of different things. I love just having this on hand because if I want to make muffins for breakfast, especially in the spring or in the summer, we have fruit trees, we have tons of berry bushes. So starting in about May, I have either a fresh fruit or a fresh berry at my fingertips well into fall. And so by having just that basic mix, whatever is in season, I will just throw it in as the add-in and make the muffin, and we have fresh muffins for breakfast really simply, and I can make 3 or 4 dozen muffins at a time and freeze the leftovers instead of having to buy a lot of individual boxes of muffins. We just do it like that, and we can use the produce right off our farm. So those are kind of the baking mixes I have. We'll push those out of the way. I'll finish refilling those here in a minute. We'll talk about those in a second. We'll go back here though. These are my what I call my cooking mixes. So I made a homemade ranch dressing mix. My tag fell off. Ranch. By the way, if you have suggestions for tags for these, I would like to have labels that actually stick on. These don't last, but I don't have a better way to do it. And I found that the sticker will stay on, but the words will rub off. So open to suggestions on that. Something that could be washed again and again and again. Anyway, this is a ranch base. I use this. I made this when Annie was on her diet. So this is really like preservative-free, allergen-free, a whole bunch of things. It does have milk in it, though, if you are trying to do dairy-free, which we were not. But this is the ranch base. I could use it to make ranch dressing or just ranch seasoning. I use it a lot breading and frying pork chops, flavoring a beef roast, making ranch dressing or ranch dip for vegetables. And I like it so much that I keep making it because I feel like it has better flavor than the ranch packets I get at the store. So even though we don't necessarily need to follow that diet anymore, I really liked this recipe, so I keep making it. This one I don't think I have a video on, so I will make sure that the actual written recipe is in the description for you. It does have a lot of ingredients, and some of them are kind of expensive, so I'm just going to put that out there, but it is tasty and worth the time. The next one is a cream soup base. So this is a dried version of cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, or cream of celery soup. And it's very easy to use. I use it all the time. As you see on the tag, it's 2/3 cups of mix to 1 cup of broth for whatever flavor you're going for. And I make gravies from it, use it in the crock pot, anything, or casseroles, anything that you would use, your canned Campbell's cream of mushroom, whatever, cream of whatever soup. You just use this as a replacement, and it is much more budget friendly than buying all those cans of cream of whatever soup. So I make a huge half-gallon jar at a time, and I use it constantly. I just go through this jar. Okay. Next is a white peppered gravy. So I love white gravy with my potatoes, with my fried chicken, even like French fries. I like dipping them in white pepper gravy. And so we would go through packets and packets of white gravy or country gravy. And it was just kind of silly. I kept thinking to myself, surely there's a way I could make it so it was just scoopable, so I didn't have to open 2 packets, 3 packets at a time to feed our family. So after some experimenting, I came up with this recipe, and it works great. The only thing I use this for is for making gravy, but like I said, we really like white gravy on things, so I use it at least twice a week. And it's nice that it's bulk size, so I just use a measuring cup to scoop out what I need, and I don't have to last minute run through the pantry looking for the flour and the salt and all that. It's already pre-portioned, mixed up, and so I just need to add a little butter and water, and then we have gravy real fast. And then these 2 other random things I thought I'd just share, because even though they're not technically mixes, there's something that makes life easier. So this is dried mushroom powder, which I make here with our dehydrator, and I use this to add to the cream soup base when I want to make cream of mushroom soup. I also add it to stews to give them a heartier flavor and a thicker texture. So this is a fun one. I did just for fun, but now I use it a lot, and I'm really glad that I did this experiment, and something I would recommend adding to your dry goods pantry. It was very easy to do too. And this is a pre-made rice mix. This one, I do have a recipe for. It's been vacuum sealed with a mason jar vacuum sealer. And it's meant to replace like your rice-a-roni chicken flavored rice. We really like those like flavored rice packets, but they have so many preservatives in them, and the packets are not big enough for a whole family, so then I'm buying 2 or 3. So now I can just make something like this in bulk size, and it's already pre-seasoned, ready to go. I just have to cook it up, and it goes pretty quickly. I am working on one right now for like Spanish flavored rice, so if I get a recipe that I really like worked out for that, I'll share that with you. But this is fun to have on the shelf in the pantry. Like I said before, sometimes just not having to run through your spices or your pantry trying to find all the individual ingredients, having it already pre-made, it just saves time and stress and makes the meal come together a little bit faster. So that's my dry mix pantry, which makes my cooking life a little bit easier. If you have any questions about any of these, feel free to ask. I'll help you out. Again, links are all below. If I have a video, and if I don't have a video, I'll make sure I copy the recipe below too, so that you can try them at home. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.